Hi, Leo. Welcome to your reading for March 2021. Um, let me open this reading by telling you why I decided to do your reading today. As many of you know who have been following me for a while, my son passed over actually tomorrow, February 12th, 2018. Oh my God, it doesn't feel that long. Anyway, I just feel like I should do your reading, and this is about you, by the way. But I just feel I should do your reading, and so I'm going to. Um, I won't lie. Tomorrow's going to be a tough day. It's been here and there tears, right? But in the same breath, here I am day after day talking about our spirituality, talking about God, talking about how we're spirit, body, and human. And I can't talk about that and then not believe it. So I have peace in my heart that my son is, surrounded by God's love. So I really truly have peace in that. And I have let go of the regret of what I wish I would have done, should have done, could have done. Excuse me. So anyway, I'm just at a place of understanding. I guess that's all I can say. And I feel like I'm meant to do this reading today, not for me, but for you. Um, I'm sure my son's energy is going to come through. After all, he's the Leo, and Leos like to be in the limelight. um, you know what? But if they're in the limelight, usually they deserve to be in the limelight because they have a lot of God-given talents. So anyways, this is going to be for Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Um, some of you were just intuitively guided to this reading. You don't know why. Just trust that it's your guides bringing you here. There's probably some messages for you. And if you hear checking on a Leo, understand that your guides know that. And there'll probably be some messages for you. So, let's go ahead and begin. We're going to use the Mother Mary deck. And by the way, I say this often, but I really, really mean it, and I hope that, I guess I can only hope that you believe me. Time is fluid, so I'm saying this is for March, yet, I'm doing it on, what I feel is a special day. Even though it's the day before, I feel like this is the day I'm meant to do this reading, so I don't know what my point was, but anyway. Let's go ahead and give the cards a cut. I often forget who a deck is by once I start using them a lot because, honest to God, even though I have to give credit to the people who do the artwork and everything that comes with it, and I do give them credit, but in the same breath, they become mine. Just full of my energy, you know what I mean? The messages come very clear to me, even when I do my own readings now. So that's why a lot of times I forget, like, what's the name of the deck? It's my favorite deck. It's my second favorite deck. It's a deck that performed well in December, you know? So anyway. feel like I was really meant to be patient there and be silent. So some of you, it may have, I don't know, there's something about the shuffling of the cards to me is very calming, almost meditative. So I don't know, I feel like my quietness is so that there was something that you were thinking about. All right, we have 3, and we're going to take them. We have Mother. I open my heart and my mother's humanness and her divinity. We have God. I step out of the way and surrender any need for control in order to make room for God's healing love to flow through me and this situation. God says, no need to try to control it. And then we have devotion. As I fully commit to my values, relationships, and God, I am clear about what to do next. I am clear what to do next. I don't know. They feel special to me, so we'll read them at the end of the reading. And hopefully you stick around to the end, because you will be amazed. Like, once we read these from the book, and we'll already know that they fit into the reading. Why am I shuffling like this? These cards are too hard to shuffle like that. But, they'll show us how they're meant to be in our reading. But I'm telling you, when we read it at the end, it's like, wow. Alright, so we're bringing in the Tarot of Dreams. Already pre-shuffled. Cut. We have the Knight of Wands. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. A knight can be a younger person. I'm going to tell you what things mean to me, because I feel like I'm also going to get some personal messages, and I want to let you know that, because I feel like what I receive, you will also receive. I do feel like right off the bat, this is telling me that Steve is with my mother, and my mother adored him. And here's God, and they're with God. Like right off the bat, right off the bat. And it's interesting, because I'm picking up through that. We move into devotion, and what's God saying? Let go of the situation. I've got control of it, right? I'm picking this up as my son is with my mother, and they're with God. And then I feel like from that energy, including God's, it's saying, that's why you want to commit to your life here, in the here and now, because one day we will be joining them. But right now, it feels like there's work to be done, right? I'm not done experiencing life. As a matter of fact, in my own personal experience, I don't know that I ever would have just moved in with Sam, hadn't I thought about my son, like, because I know he would have, or he would say, do it, Mom, do it. We have the 10 of Wands. Well, we have the Devil, and then we have the 4 of Swords. Wow. So I have to tell you what this means to me, guys. My son, what a beautiful person he was, but he was also and alcoholic, and probably more, but I don't know. And he was a lot of burden on me. And it's hard for a mother to say that, right? But I mean, that was my own fault too. You know, it was worry nonstop. I had nonstop worry. I can't even explain it. It was, and I feel like this is Steve saying to me, like, I know that you were carrying so much of this burden, and then the devil next to that feels like what on earth tempted him, and mainly it was alcohol. And I feel like this is like his temptations became my burdens, but I often feel in the Ten of Wands that, we're accepting that at the same time. We feel responsible for that. And I feel like, boy, do I feel like this is Steve. And listen, I know it's not just for me. But here at the end of that is the Four of Swords. And what could be more perfect? This is healing. This is healing. This is being healed. I mean, God is right here. And I always feel in the Four of Swords that, there's the three swords that really pierce the heart, but there's one sword that remains, and it's normally the one that we're lying on. And that's our part in something, and it's just the truth, right? Like in this Ten of Wands, this heavy responsibility, I knew that, I guess I became an enabler, but my God, it just seemed impossible not to. And I know many of you know what I mean. But I see my part in that where, well, I'm just going to say that. I see my part in that. And I do feel like God has healed my heart. Because, losing a child, I don't know, it's just indescribable. And there's days I think, how am I even surviving? How am I laughing? How am I allowing myself to have a good time? And I realized that God gave me this comfort. And I'm sure it came from my son to me, right? Comfort my mother's heart. And I received that. Okay, interesting. There's a lot of these. I'm not going to take them, but I have to say, for some strange reason, there is a different card in the deck. And this is the Gilded Tarot. I'm going to take it. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it by the Four of Swords. And look at that. We have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune's destiny. The Wheel of Fortune on an earth, if you want to look at it from an earthly way, what goes up must come down. What is down will go up, right? There's cycles in our life. And sometimes we catch the wheel and sometimes we don't. Anyway, and I just kind of feel there's just a saying, as hard as all this is, I feel like it is almost like the soul's desire. It was part of what our destiny together was. Each teaching the other. That's how I'm reading it, guys. So funny, when these readings seem very personal to me, sometimes I don't put them out. I am with this one, because I really feel like whatever I'm experiencing, so are you. Maybe not in the same way. You've lost your husband. But I do feel like it's the loss of someone, which feels like the loss of someone. It's all came face up. We have the Three of Swords, so there's the heartache. And it's clearly heartache. Look at this. We have the Palace of Wands. Wow. The palace in this deck. I didn't read them all. I just read what does it mean, palace. And what it talks about is the atmosphere in which you will find yourselves in. And the Palace of Wands just seems perfect. I'm going to be honest. I almost feel like, God and my son recognizing the burden, the heaviness of his addiction and what it was on me. Now, this is no way saying, like looking for anything other than, I willingly took it on. And then to move into the Palace of Wands, well, I can't tell you I'm the person I was before, but what I can tell you is I found my first love. I am now in a love affair. I mean, I'm now living with him. I have moved states. I've made some hard decisions. But I feel like it's almost like, like Sam was put into your life at this time because this is when you need him. And Palace of Wands, it's a desirable place. It's passionate. And here's the Three of Swords by it. So it's almost like the location or even the, I feel like what Spirit is saying is we see what you carry. We see that. We see that. There is healing that's available, not just to you, but to everyone. There's healing, right? But there's also destiny. So some of these things may be, of our soul's desire, what we wanted to learn here, like Steve and I, mother and child, right? Mother and child, coming on, in this lifetime, with this soul's plan. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of free will and everything in there, but that's kind of what I'm feeling here. I just do. Look at this. Wow. We have the Palace of Cups. We have the Eight of Cups, and I'm going to just tell you how I feel it. So the Palace of Cups, you think that would be a beautiful place to be, right? But I have to tell you, what I'm seeing it as is the life that Steve led. A lot of it was in the cups, and I mean that because it's coming under the energy of temptation. I mean that as in drinking. Um, and I feel like each, like, we're soulmates, right? But my life was meant for this purpose, right? In the Palace of Wands, and his soul chose this purpose anyway, I have to say. And then how beautiful that the Eight of Cups comes next to that. Eight of Cups is all about the emotional house. But this is healing right above that. It's the healing. And I feel like this is saying, as someone goes through this experience, and finally meets up with God, let's say, this lower energy is gone. It's gone. It's healed. It just is. Look at this. We have the Two of Cups. Soulmate. And we have the Tower. So, the losing of the soulmate. Here's the pain of it, right, within the Three of Swords. I just have to tell you, it's just like, wow. It's interesting because the tower is coming below the Palace of Wands. So in the Palace of Wands was if I want to look at it personally, it was a time of me building, um, chasing like my, I don't want to say financial, my creative side. Um, where, first of all, I started this tarot and, a lot of learning in that period, but it was to build me. Anyway, that life did get shaken up, right? The tower happened. Unexpected. It's unexpected. What I find interesting about the tower in this deck is normally the tower, the steeple is falling over, right? There's people falling out of it. Here, there's like one tiny little lightning strike across it, and it looks like it really has zero effect on it. And then look at the light that's coming in, right? There's light that's coming in. There's nothing fearful about this tower whatsoever. And this lightning strike is like, it shouldn't affect this foundation. I don't know. But I really see that. And it's interesting because it's pointing back up to the Palace of Wands. And that's living a life of desire. This may just be saying that don't allow yourself to move into a place, no matter what's going on, I suppose, where you think, like, this is it for me, my life is over, because we all know good things can happen just like bad things happen just like that, so can good things. We have to remember that, right? Sometimes we are at the bottom of the wheel, but when we're at the bottom, we gotta seek the top. Like, seek that light at the top of the wheel, and you'll find it. You'll rise to it. Okay. I feel like if Steve was here, he would say to me, Mom, well, I mean, he is here. Mom, keep living. Keep desiring. Keep chasing. Keep doing. The Two Swords tells me it's a connection forever. Not that I didn't already know that. So, someone's saying, like, where you were, you can find yourself there again, but maybe it's different. Maybe it's in a different way. Wow. Okay, I'm not taking all these cards. I just don't feel like they're meant to all come out, but I am taking these over here. It's interesting, they all came shooting out, but the only thing they messed up in the spread is they separated the Two of Cups from the Tower. Separated the soulmate energy from the Tower. And that may mean that allow the Tower to go. I purposely try, when I think of my son, and I purposely try to think of the good times and be grateful that I had him, right, for as long as I did. All of it. Okay. We have the Hangman. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Swords. I'm going to keep them by themselves. We have the Seven of Cups. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So, first of all, we have the Ten of Swords. I feel like these are meant to be read on their own. We have the Ten of Swords, and you know what? The Ten of Swords is, it's also like the Ten of Wands. It's just like, it's backbreaking. This is where you feel, the Ten of Wands, we feel a sense of responsibility to carry that burden. In the Ten of Swords, we feel stabbed in the back. And this can just talk about life, and like every time you accomplish something, you feel stabbed in the back, right? I have to feel when we get to the Ten of Wands or the Ten of Swords, we had the opportunity, usually back at the eights, to see it and, stop the swords or what have you. Anyway, we have the Ten of Swords. I don't know why I'm reading them backwards. We have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups, I'm trying to make a decision about something. I don't know which way to go. Seven of Cups is chaotic energy. It's trying to make a decision out of chaos. Then you add the Ten of Swords in that. So what this tells you, because first of all, the Ten of Swords has already happened, right? This sword's already there. So what it tells you is that energy is attached to you. Attached to you. And where do you see it? Where does it come out? It comes out within your decision making. And that may mean that you have a harder time knowing what to do, trusting what to do, which way to go, that type of thing, because this Ten of Swords is attached. And I do feel that, like, it's just attached. Almost like I'm trying to think of, what like a fish that attaches itself, but you can just, it's like a wart. You can have it cut off, right? But here it's not. And it shows itself in your decision making, in your trust, right? But look what we have that comes out with that, the Seven of Pentacles. Well, to me, the Seven of Pentacles is your soul's desires. It is you who has planted those pentacles. Many of them planted before you even came to Earth. They're about this lifetime. And they're meant to come up in their rightful time, right? If Temperance was here, which she'll probably show, it's all about divine timing, divine order. Seven of Pentacles says that, sometimes we ask that a life have some difficult things that we can overcome. Why? Well, if you think about it, we're really a spirit warrior, right? We're a warrior. We're the student. Some of us become the teacher. That type of thing. But I don't know. It's understanding that, we don't just plant seeds of desire. We also plant seeds of hard lessons. So anyway, Seven of Pentacles talks about patience, and I feel like what it's saying is patience in between the cycles. There may be this time period. Maybe that's where the Four of Swords, and maybe that's every cycle. You can take this moment and you can heal. You can pray. Right? It's just know that here at the wheel, it almost looks like a pentacle. Like, okay, bring me something new, another opportunity, right? And maybe Spirit does, maybe in the Seven of Cups, there are different signs that are coming to you, different opportunities, different things, but maybe you turn them down. Maybe you're unsure. You're unsure of yourself. It kind of means I don't trust myself by the way, based on the Ten of Swords, which means other people. And even though our part is maybe we took more swords than we needed to, it's also about the opinions, the actions, the communication of other people and their opinion on you. It can be about just you, period, your life, your choices, whatever it is. It came from a lower energy, but then you take it on. Maybe you had to, maybe it's your mother. And I was a child. What else could I do? Right? So it stuck with me. It stuck with me. Um, all of that. So all the things that we think are real, right? Because they say that, and then we think, okay, well, that's reality, right? If they say I'm this, then I must be this, you know. And Seven of Pentacles comes out to say, no, you're a soul warrior, you're a spirit warrior. You can get through these experiences, you know. What other people have said or done to you, that's, excuse me, that's their business. All you need to do is go through the cycles, right? Learn the cycles. Not everything is meant forever. And, think about the nine. The nine is about the reflection. It's what it asks for us. Take a moment, because we're about to hit the 10. We're about to close this chapter. Take a moment, reflect upon it. No judgment. See the light in it. What has it taught me? Because that's what becomes your wisdom for eternity. It's important work. And then we get to the 10, and I don't know. I feel like we got to make a decision because it can be anyway. I feel like I'm getting off topic. Anyway, I feel like this is its own little message, and it's just saying, be careful that you're not carrying the energy of the Ten of Swords with you, because many times those swords really hold no merit, but we give them merit, we make them so, and therefore, in a way, they are so, because that's what we feel and believe. Um, so, just understanding if you're doing that, that's all. Okay, let's let that go. We have the Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Scorpio. First of all, it's Steve's sister, Jennifer, Scorpio. Pisces. Cancer. Interesting, we have the Queen of Swords below that. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I don't know why I'm looking back. And then we have the Hermit, card of Virgo. I'm a Virgo. So, I'm not sure why I'm looking back. But with Queen of Cups, we'll keep all that in mind. Okay, let's start clarifying. Let's go a little bit deeper. I say a little bit, but really it's as deep as I feel that I'm meant to go. It's almost like, that's enough, Sandy. We've given you enough. You can figure it out from here, and it's like, okay. Alright, I'm going to move them over so I can move these up. Let me bring the screen down. Not sure if I shuffled. The pre-shuffled, so we'll give them at least a shuffle and then a cut. I have to tell you, this Two of Cups can mean anything for all of you. When I'm saying that may be personal to me, use your own interpretation of that, because it may, maybe also be you, but it may be, I don't know, like a different version. All right, we have the Eight of Cups. We have the Seven of Pentacles again. Look at this, with the Empress. The Empress coming over the Devil. First of all, sorry, Capricorn, it is the energy of Capricorn. But as I was reading it, I was reading it as, one of its meanings is, temptation, things that try to, well, cage you in. Maybe you think that you're caged in. But the Empress comes over that. And I just have to tell you, this is how I'm reading it. So the Knight of Wands, again, that can be a younger Leo, which would be Steve. And then you have the Eight of Cups. And he's walking away from those cups. So they have been understood, probably reflected upon. That's probably one of the processes. I don't know. I think so. But then we move into the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles, I feel, wants to be very strong in this reading. And I feel like what it wants us to understand is a lot of these occurrences in our life were, and always will be part of what our soul wanted to learn. I feel like it's with soulmates. And we're here helping each other, though, a lot of times we come down with amnesia. But sometimes you can feel that connection. You know what I mean? But anyways, again, it's coming over the Ten of Wands. So this is where we took on that responsibility, even though it's heavy, right? It's heavy on my back. Some of you don't like hearing that. I don't know what to say about that other than, use your own interpretation, but I have to give it to you the way that I get it. And then the Empress. Let's talk about the Empress. I just love the Empress because she's someone who has lived life. Doesn't matter her age. She's someone who, if this relates to any type of temptation, she's able to overcome it. She's someone who's walked the path of all the queens and assembles the wisdom, right? And uses that wisdom. And she uses that wisdom for herself, but also for others, to help lead, right? Her wisdom can be used to help others. The Empress is someone who is nurturing, but also strong. And the Empress is also someone who has learned the art of patience. And that's what the Seven of Pentacles is about too. Learning the art of patience. And knowing something comes to you, when it's full term. And I feel like when it's meant to. Because it's not better to have it sooner if it's not ready. Right? So Seven of Pentacles is like, have patience, my dear. Interesting. We have the Devil again. Coming over the Four of Swords with the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what came with it. We have the Three of Cups. And look at this. We have the Strength card. Wow. Can I just say, this is true healing over whatever ailment or whatever, what's the word I want to use? Whatever attached itself to us. This is about overcoming it. And, the strength card is about overcoming the beast, but the beast within yourself. And I find it interesting that Three of Cups is tied to it next to the devil again. So again, Leo, the strength card of Leo, my son, Three of Cups, what was his kryptonite, Three of Cups, alcohol, liquid. And then the devil comes with that again, the pulling in of the temptation, right? But nonetheless, all that energy comes over the Four of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. It's God, do I hate to say it's destiny, but I kind of understand it. I do understand it, to be honest. Do I like it? Well, I guess when I cross over, I'll have all the answers. And then I'll have all the understanding. But until then, I feel like what I'm being asked of is to do the best I can. And this is, I feel like also, again, it's the healing over, and it's your own inner beast. Your own inner beast. And maybe that's why the Ten of Wands, where I felt this heavy sense of responsibility. This was Steve's inner beast, right? Maybe there was nothing I could have done. Even though I feel like I've done everything, maybe there just was nothing. And it truly had to come from him. I do know that. So anyway, here's the healing. Okay. I'm trying to think, how am I going to title this? And, I know some of you are really going to get this. And some of you, I feel like you're going to be like, what is she talking about? Well, we have the Seven of Cups again. Where else do we have it? I saw it before. Where did I see it? Oh, over here. What was attached to you? Why? Well, it now attached to the Three of Swords. Interesting. It's very clearly, again, showing like, I'm trying to make decisions where, and it has something to do with the soulmate. Whether, again, this doesn't have to mean that you lost a child. This could be talking about someone who's coming in for you and understanding the journey that you have been on, and what brings you to who you are right now, your character today. So anyways, here's the Seven of Cups over the Three of Swords. Again, decisions. It's funny, it's looking right up to devotion. And this may talk about, one of the ways to help heal your heart, especially if you're trying to make any kind of decisions, is your belief system, your true belief system, right? Your belief in yourself, your belief in God, your belief in your God, Mother Mary, right? We're the children of Mother Mary. Her job is to nurture us, but we have free will. We have free will. And that's why we have to ask. Ask, and ye shall be given. Right? Ask, and ye shall be given. I never thought, well, lately, I can see that we weren't just thrown down here. There's time in my life that I thought, Jesus, I feel like I was just thrown on this earth with no instructions. And therefore kept making bad decisions, so to speak. But now, in this time of my life, where I do feel like I'm in the Empress energy, I have understanding over it all. I get it. Um, I get it. And nonetheless, this is talking about coming to your own belief system. All right, let's keep going. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Interesting. Nine of Pentacles is about your own business. Its message is about success. This is something that you can build up. You can build it to the max, I feel. And then, I don't know, maybe hit the Ten of Pentacles where now someone comes in. I'm not sure. But it's also about your guardian angel. It's interesting because what I do for a business, through the tarot, and the tarot is, in my eyes, it's just the tool to get my mind going or my soul sparked. It's like, I don't know, I don't have devotion to them. I don't know why I'm telling you this. I'm trusting in my own spirit guides, really, is what I'm doing to bring out the message. And I feel like they're the ones who put the cards out. So, anyways, and I'm saying that because in the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like, if I talk about me again, sorry, this is exactly where I'm at. Nine of Pentacles is understanding that sometimes the road changes. But on that road can also be success, right? Nine of Pentacles talks about your guardian angel walking alongside you, helping to guide you. What steps do I take? Over here, Seven of Cups, I don't know what to do. I don't know who's my soulmate. I don't know who's not my soulmate. I don't know I can't make decisions, that type of thing. Um, Nine of Pentacles is a completely different energy, right? I'm going to follow the signs, and the signs going to tell me what step to take next. We have the moon. So we have the moon, card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. Seven of Cups, by the way. Could be a lot of Cancer on the board. So we have the moon. The moon talks about things that are in the shadow. What is done in the dark will come to the light. I don't know why I felt like I had to say that right then and right there. Both for you and against you. I don't know. But anyways, the moon is coming over the Palace of Cups. Yet here's the Empress over here. Let's see what else we have. We have the Seven of Swords. And we have the Queen of Wands. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. It feels like, for some reason, part of those Ten of Swords, part of some of those swords that are attached to you are of maybe having a hard time trusting. And probably because it's happened to you, right? Someone is giving you a reason to not trust them. And it may be more than one person. So then you end up with this phobia almost about trusting. When, maybe it's as you age and as you move more into the Empress energy, you understand that, that I just feel like, even if I'm in the dark, and let's say someone comes along and makes some type of proposal to me, whatever it may be, but really they're carrying a lot of lower type energy. Well, Queen of Wands would be perfect to come out because the Queen of Wands is who I call our intuitive queen. She moves by intuition, not by her mind, not by someone else influencing me because I choose, right? It's what I feel. And I don't know why I'm pointing up here, but somewhere I feel like it talked about your intuition. So it feels like even in the dark, trust the signs. Like there's little bits of light. Like there's a little light. It's just a flicker. And like maybe it's meant to grab your attention. If you're like literally, which I have been like seeing like just flickers of light, like over here and then over here, pull yourself to attention and just look around you. See what's going on. See what's on. If you're watching TV, what are you watching? What's it talking about? See what time it is. I feel like because there may be little messages for you. Anyway, so anyways, the Queen of Wands is someone who moves on instinct. And why? Well, she's coming over the Eight of Cups, so she's made a choice in her life. Eight is about new beginnings. So she made a choice in her life to clear up the energy, this emotional energy. What was holding her back from living? She's touching the wheel. So even though I have like a little bit of untrustworthy energy, some of you could be a Pisces. Though I don't know why. I don't feel like I should say that. But anyway. Okay. A card went flying. We have the Knight of Cups coming over the Soulmate card. Wow. Okay. So some of you may be meeting someone. You may have lost a soulmate in some way, some form. And, the one thing this is saying is, if you took on responsibility, you don't feel like you took it on because you felt like you should have, and now maybe you're seeing it different. Forgive yourself. This is number one about forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself. Ask for forgiveness. And I feel like you have in the Four of Swords. And then, what does God say? If I've given you forgiveness, stop asking. Because it's like you keep bringing, it's like stop. If you've been forgiven, you're forgiven. And then I feel like for some of you, it's like pulling the rest of those swords out. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when we move into the Queen of Wands energy, and she again is touching the wheel, so this is about destiny. The Strength card's right above there also. First of all, card of Leo, card about overcoming and taming the beast within you. She's looking back at the Empress, which is quite beautiful energy. If what's about to happen next is the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups is about bringing you in some type of emotional fulfillment. Well, that emotional fulfillment is just so happened to be over the Two of Cups, and that is the soulmate. So let's keep going. And some of you may already be in this energy because it's interesting that the Knight of Cups is right above it. So here I am, which is right? Which way should I go? Who's the right person? But underneath it is the Three of Swords. So prior pain, even if it's called for, if it's called for, then maybe I hadn't spent enough time in the Four of Swords. Four of Swords can mean taking time out, right? Taking time out. So maybe I allow myself to take the time out so I can heal what clearly God is saying can be healed. And then that Three of Swords, not that it's there, but it's in the background. So when I have to make a decision about something or someone, the Queen of Wands is the perfect energy to come out because she's the one who would say yes. We're the Queen of Cups on the bottom. Okay. Let's keep going. Because next we have the Tower. Though I don't think I should fear it. And it's, again, sorry, but I feel like as I look down here, I'm thinking, oh my God, that's exactly what happened to me. Right? That's exactly what happened to me. Here came in my Knight of Cups. Here it came. And do I think I'm with the soulmate? You better believe it. You better believe it. So, and I just realized that. Though I still think it's talking about you guys. Okay. We have the Page of Cups. Um, you know, Page of Cups, some of you, I'm telling you, you've taken what you've known and you've created something out of it. Trust yourself in that, okay? Just like trust yourself. I feel like, because I feel like a lot of you are moving into or starting to do some, let's just say, creative projects that feel very, very natural to you. Um, well, they are natural to you. Um, and probably not the first time in your in your lifetimes that you've done this. So maybe it's coming to the Empress energy, but nonetheless. So we have the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups #1 is about self-love. But to me, it's also about love being in the atmosphere. And it's interesting because here I am in this independent stage, right? Taking care of myself, taking care of my money, trying to create my future, making sure, all of that, doing what I love, but still hard work, all of it, feeling for some reason I was called to it. And then the Page of Cups may be, it's almost like, I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic, but it's interesting too how the Knight of Cups then goes into the Page. So for some of you, as you're in this independent stage, you may meet someone from a long time ago. Some of you may be choosing to have a baby on your own, and maybe you're going back and forth and back and forth. I feel like the energy is great for that, but I feel like the bottom line is you have to make the decision because and it comes with clear energy, logical energy over here. Do I want it in my life or do I not, right? Is this something that I see enhancing my life, or is it something that maybe, even if it means I have to put work into it, or is it something that will drain me? Okay, let's keep going. We have, look at this, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So the Hangman is like, well, I'm going to hang here until my ace comes in, right? The ace is, it feels like a blessing, but in your physical world, this is tangible. And I kind of love that it comes next to, again, the Two of Pentacles, because here I am making a very logical decision. Oh, wow, we have the Knight of Pentacles. You have a lot of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacles. First of all, the Knight of Pentacles is also about your guardian angel energy. Also, the Knight of Pentacles is about patience. So you have a lot of energy where patience was needed. Maybe it's now time to move, take a move. But I feel like the sign will be sent to you. Especially with this Ace of Pentacles. It's like, when this ace comes, it'll be time to move. So the Knight of Pentacles is someone who is bringing a pentacle to you. It's interesting, he's coming like from the future to you. And you receive it because here it is. Here it is. And I feel like here's the Queen of Wands, and she's like, okay, I feel like I received this pentacle. Now I intuitively have to go on it. Okay, what else we have? Oh, or we have the Two of Swords. We cannot. Well, we have justice over that. And we have the Seven of Wands. So very interesting that they come out right now. So let's talk about justice first, because it's in the middle. It's the major arcana, card of Libra. But it's also a card about balancing the scales. So again, if I've been at the bottom of the wheel, well, I'm about to go to the top of the wheel, right? It's the balancing of the scales. Maybe I've had too great of a life and I've taken it for granted. My scale may go down a little, right? Doesn't mean I can't bring it back up. It's the light, right? It's the light, not the weight, that brings it up. But justice is about making you whole again. So that's ultimately her job, and that's what divine wants for you. Wants you to be whole. Um, but here's the two swords on the other side of that. So the two swords is about a blindfold, about making a decision with a blindfold on. So there's something I just may not want to see. A lot of times it's something within ourselves. But I have to tell you, what it really talks about is when you do take the blindfold off and what you fear to face um, isn't nearly the monster that you have made it to be with the blindfold on. Seven of Wands becomes energy where you, well, in one way we can say you're defending yourself, but maybe there's something um, that nobody was believing in you, for you, or you could do. This is where other people are seeing it within you. If there's anything you need to defend about yourself, this is the energy. But I don't know there's the energy you stay in. And it feels strange that it came out right here, right now. So I think what I want to do before I end this, even though I don't feel like ending it, is I want to take a card or two right on it. And I don't want to move away that this Knight of Pentacles is bringing you directly. The Hangman and the Ace, any Pentacles talks about your earthly world, right? You on this earth and what's coming to you. And the Hangman's the same thing, right? I'm seeking wisdom about taking my next step. Well, here comes something that's going to help. That's all I can say. So interesting. We have the King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. Just going to talk about two people who divorced. And I feel like it's just saying be as real as you can be with yourself. There's no need to hide anything. That type of thing. And again, I feel like if anything was done in the dark, it will come to the light. Now, again, that could be working against you, but it could also be working for you. But we also have two people who, well, the Queen of Pentacles has her back to this King of, who is he? King of Wands. She has her back to him for some reason. Yet she's also going to be attached to this cup that comes in. And I have to say, I feel like what this is saying is there's something within a blindfold, and it may talk about certain signs that come to you. Maybe you pick up some, but you don't pick up all of them. Because I feel like that this King of Wands and this Queen of Pentacles it's almost like they're here together. They're connected. They're connected. But there's a blindfold and it may be a veil that in a way stops me from seeing that, but I can feel it. This is energy of feeling. And I'm going to let that be. Because I think I better get to these cards because there's three of them. I have no clue what I'm going to title this because it felt very personal, I have to say. I hope that's okay. But as I'm saying that it's personal, I also very much felt it was for you. And I feel like you'll find your way where you are in this reading. I feel like if you have to question it too much, then it just may not be your reading. Or there may be just certain messages that you needed to hear. It may be need to know that your loved ones are safe and healed. But whatever it is, let me pick some of these up. I thank you for allowing me to do it. Okay, let's pick these up too. I don't know. I just feel like I got it. Alright, let's start with Mother, which came out first. And let's read. And, think about the reading and how it relates also for you. This card says that your current situation is rooted in your feelings about your mother. The first thought that springs to mind right now is exactly what needs to be addressed and healed. Regardless of your mother's lifestyle or history, you are the one currently living with your feelings. So, Mother Mary seeks to support you in gently adjusting the way you view your past to give you more freedom in your present and future life. As you hold a compassionate viewpoint towards your mother and see her as a fallible human who was doing the best that she could, you heal in profound ways. Having a healed viewpoint concerning your mother allows you to be more open to receiving God's gifts, help from others, and messages from divine. Ask Mother Mary for assistance in releasing any old or heavy emotions connected to your mother so that you can better enjoy each moment of your life. Okay, well, that definitely felt like it fit. Let's talk to God. You prayed for help, and now it's time to allow heaven to assist you. God's love and wisdom have always been available to you, provided that you're willing to trust His divine will. Release any unhealed components of your relationship with your Creator, to Mother Mary and the angels, in favor of developing a closer and more trusting one. This may require tremendous faith on your part, especially if you can't see a solution to your present situation on the horizon. This card indicates that you've been approaching the situation single-handedly, trying to anticipate and control the outcome by yourself. Anxiety comes from distrust in divine order and timing, along with disappointment when other people don't follow your plans. Surrendering your need to be the scriptwriter helps you relax and actually get better results. God has room to heal you and the situation when you allow Him to be in charge. Okay, and let's do devotion. This card reminds you to stick with what you believe and not to waver from your values. If someone or something tempts you away from your basic core beliefs, pray for the strength to say no. Don't go chasing illusions of more money or love when everything you need and desire is available to you now if you simply recommit to what is right for you. What is important to you? That is the answer you seek. Spend time in prayerful communication with God and pour your heart out to tell Him about your feelings, including any fears or doubts. God and Mother Mary love you unconditionally and are here for you right now. Pray for clarity about your true priorities, values, and beliefs, and then base your decisions upon this solid foundation. Commit to your beliefs and devote yourself to God, and everything else will take care of itself. Well, wow. I don't know, guys, but like as I'm reading these, I'm thinking about the different cards that come up, right? The Ten of Wands came up, the Two of Pentacles come up. It all, like, I see where it's fitting in. I think it's quite beautiful. I want to thank you guys for allowing me to read, especially about Steve. I hope that it reaches who it's meant to. Um, Thank you as always. I'm grateful for everything. So I will let you be. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.